Well, hello there, friends and kin. As always, it's good to see you. And as always, thank you for taking the time to come and visit for a little while. Welcome to Sundee Service. I hope you've had a good week. And as I said, it's good to see you again. Thank you for stopping by. This morning, I'm enjoying a Lunatic by JFR, slowly working its way into my regular rotation and becoming one of my favorites. And it is a muggy early afternoon, but there's a cool breeze on the air, and I can appreciate that. That feels amazing. We've had quite a bit of rain here recently. Yesterday was a pretty substantial downpour. I was almost concerned if it lasted through this morning and into today, I might not be able to get out here. But but it cleared up just long enough for me to get out here and commune with my local spirits. Something that always gives me a tremendous amount of joy and pleasure. Let's get right to it. We are now working our way to verse 10 of the Carmina Magistra in the back of The Witch's Devil by Mr. Roger Horne. Reading through this has been very enjoyable for me, and I hope it has been for you too. We've still got a few more verses to go, so we're not quite done with it yet. And then after that, I've got a few more works that I'd like to sort of weave into our mix. I know we started off with a Namkara by John O'Donohue, and I do plan on returning to that at some point. But since then, I have found a number of texts worthy of our consideration, our meditation, and contemplation. And so we got plenty of material to work with. And I'm also in the talks with several practitioners about possibly doing some guest spots on my channel, and I'm pretty excited about that. That's probably going to go under the Green Grimoire, or the Green Roundtable segment. And my plan for that is to encourage roundtable discussions. Roundtable meaning everybody's opinion and everybody's perspectives weigh the same. Nobody's treated greater, nobody's treated as lesser. We all come to the table as equals. And I'm on that segment. What I'm going to do is pick a topic, and whoever decides to do a guest spot will spend about an hour, maybe an hour and a half at most, discussing that topic. And we'll start off by just recording that, posting and then posting the conversation to my channel here. But in the future, what I would like to work up to is eventually doing it in a live setting, where we'll have an open chat, and anybody tuning in can chime into the conversation if they want to. And I feel like I don't quite have enough subscribers yet in order to do that. I don't know, maybe I'm being overly critical of myself, but hey, feel free to leave a comment on this video and let me know what you think. Would you enjoy something like that being done in a live environment where you, even if people can't join in on a video conference call, we have a live chat where people can chime in as they feel comfortable. If something like that is appealing, by all means, let me know. So, lots of exciting things coming to the channel. Also, speaking of subscribers, over the last several weeks, I've picked up a few more, and I want to thank all of y'all. My channel broke 100 subscribers, and while I know that that's, in the world of YouTube content creators, having a little over 100 subscribers is like nothing compared to most, but it means a lot to me. Every single one of you that have subscribed and supported my channel and the work I'm doing here, I am grateful for every last one of you. So thank you all so much. And if you've stumbled across this video by chance and you're not a subscriber, it would mean a lot to me if you take a minute to slap that button and keep up with the growing community here. And again, I'm so grateful beyond words to all of you. It means so much to me to have your support. Alrighty, verse 10. The light of my beloved's crown is starlight, sunlight, and moonlight all. Its flame is passed unto the people that they may see to work in the dark. An inheritance shared with those who seek him in the furthest reaches of the night. My beloved's light is a star transfixed between his terrible antlers, a jewel plucked from the stars of heaven, carried to earth like rain. His candle is a lantern set in welcome upon black nights to hint the path. What this verse is getting at, we're now talking about the symbolism of the light between the horns, a very, very, very popular symbol found throughout witchery and occultism. And some of the terminology there might seem a little intimidating or scary to some people who this, who this concept is foreign to. The terrible horns and the frightening visage. But it speaks to something very powerful that is a crucial part of the experience of initiation. Initiation is meant to disrupt your sense of comfort. It takes you out of your comfort zone. In some cases, rips you out of it forcibly, and forces you to shine your light in a different direction. So to open yourself up to experiences outside of your comfort zone, and open yourself up to discovering what's outside the box. So many of us, and this is a normal human thing. It's not, it's not some alien concept. The idea of closing ourselves off in a box. It's just all of us, our box looks a little different. For each and every one of us. Some of us have a bigger box. Some of us have a smaller box. Some of us have a box that is translucent and you can kind of see through it to the outside. You just have a minimum barrier there to protect you from anything that might be hostile. Other people, their box is solid iron. You can't see out of it. You can't see into it. And that's exactly the way they like it. Some people have a porous box where things can move in and out to a degree. Other people, it's rock solid. Ain't nothing coming in, ain't nothing going out. And whatever type of box you have, a true initiatic experience, I think, is meant to coax you out of it. Sometimes by your own free will, other times somewhat forcibly. It depends on the type of initiatic experience you're looking for, or more appropriately, the one that finds you. A lot of times the initiatic experiences we have, we think we chose it, but our actions and our intentions that we kind of put out in the universe calls a certain type of experience to us. And the light between the horns, the light between the antlers, is a metaphor for having to bypass that terrifying visage to grab hold of that light that's going to guide you through the darkness. And that's ultimately what this aspect of the Witch Father figure is. He is the guide of initiation. And for those of us who have been through formal initiatic experiences, mine was Freemasonry, we have a conductor, we have a guide. So when we are rendered sightless, which in some traditions, candidates are blindfolded. Other times they're in a dark room and they're being led by somebody who knows the dark room. Different orders, different fraternities, and societies do it differently. But the bottom line, when you're initiated, you have a conductor, you have a guide. And for us, that is the Witch Father. That is our spiritual guide. He conducts us through the mysteries. He illuminates us. That light between the horns is something we have to reach for and ask for. And, he's more than happy to give you that light, to show it to you, and to give you a portion of it. But you do have to face your fears in order to do it. And for a lot of us, I think the fears are oddly enough, loneliness, being alone, uh, being in places where we're not in control, uh, facing the darker aspects of ourselves. And I think that a lot of us who explore witchery and occultism end up being forced into these situations where we have to confront the darker parts of ourselves. And so when we meet the Witch Father, I don't think it's that uncommon for him to take on a form quite familiar to us, maybe even a twisted version of our own face. But we got to be willing to reach past that in order to obtain that light. And to me, that prospect really isn't terrifying so much as it is alluring, actually. The prospect of being able to overcome those fears and overcome the anxiety, that's very appealing to me. It's not scary. It was at first, I'm not going to lie. The concept of being alone in the dark, uh, metaphorically speaking, shook me to my core. But when I realized I really wasn't alone, I think that's what the first realization is. You're not really alone. The Witch Father is there to guide you, even if you can't directly see him at first. You'll feel his presence, and you'll feel his guiding hand eventually. And he'll guide you between the horns to obtain your piece of that light if you allow him. And that's, to me, this one line, an inheritance shared with those who seek him in the furthest reaches of the night. So when we're lost in these dark places and feel isolated and alone, that's when we should seek him with the utmost perseverance and determination, because that's where we're going to find him with the greatest sense of clarity, is when we're in the darkest reaches of the night. And when we're there and we're ready to take his hand, he will hand that light over to us. And from there, we'll be able to see the path. And that darkness that we have to travel through, it can be a very scary place. But remember, friends and kin, that you are not alone. You never are alone. You have that guidance. You have that companionship. And please don't ever forget that. So let's go ahead and do a guidance card for the upcoming week. I'm going to use one of the new decks I bought, the Bicycle Wizards, Witches, and Warlocks deck. Man, the back of this is so cool. And the face cards, let me find one of the ones I really like. The face cards are all famous magicians and witches of legend. The King of Clubs is Merlin. This is a beautifully illustrated deck. So let's see. What do the spirits of this place have to tell us about the week to come? Interesting. Two of Diamonds. Diamonds are the suit of things that we value, things that are important to us, things that we cherish, things that are worth time and energy to obtain. Two is the number of partnership or close connection. It's the idea, it can be partnerships, it can be any sort of connection with something other than you. So the Two of Diamonds, the way I would interpret it in this generic context for a guide for the week, is it's telling us to be on the lookout for connections that are going to lead us to things that are important to us. And these can take multiple forms. It can take on the form of it can actually take on the form of a business opportunity if money is something you're looking for. It can also take on the form of a new friend or a new ally that can help you attain things that are important to you. You know, a relationship that can be mutually profitable and mutually beneficial. Or it could even take on the form of discovering something that's important to you that you never looked at in that light. So that's something else to bear in mind. Be on the lookout for things that are of value to you that you never saw as being valuable to you before. So be open to these connections that can lead you to either attain whatever is valuable to you or learning new things of value to you. And diamonds are a suit all about prosperity. So these connections that have the potential to find us this week could definitely lead to some prosperity in our lives, and who among us can't use that? Well, as always, friends and kin, it's a pleasure spending this time with you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day today. I hope you have a wonderful week, and we will see you next time.